Yeah. All right, Andy's open mic. Next up, we have a really funny guy. His name is Nicholas Haddix. Woo! Introduce him with love.
We want to milk you. Everybody loves you.
What? Yeah, I know, but why? Keep it going for your host and the other performers tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Lord, how's everybody doing tonight? Woo! Yeah, we're doing all right. Okay, we're gonna immediately start by bumming out most of the crowd. I'm too old to do drugs. I'm too old to even start doing drugs. I'm 27. See, I'm 27 and I'm getting older every day. I'm told that's how time works, is that it's one direction. I don't know, it's all relative, you know. I was waiting at a bus stop with this Einstein and he just kept going on about fucking how time is relative. And, you know, we're waiting for a guy who never shows up. That's my pretentious literary reference for the evening. But no, I can't. I'm too old to start doing drugs. I don't know any of the language for that shit. Like, somebody came up to me and was like, dude, I got an eighth for the cost of a fourth. I'm like, that doesn't sound like math. You know, I can't do this shit, man. I can't. I'm too old. I don't want to give my money to it. It sounds terrifying most of the time. Like, when I tell people I don't smoke weed, they start trying to describe weed to me for some fucking reason, but they talk about it like they're talking about coffee. Like, this one gives you a head high, and it's like a minty aftertaste, and this one's purple, and like if you hit it, it like tastes like blue raspberry bubblegum, and this shit, if you're like hitting it and you're listening to Dark Side of the Moon, food tastes different. I'm like, none of that sounds interesting to me. It never did, man. It doesn't. I don't know, and it was born on 420, so everybody gets bummed out about that. They're like, dude, you were born on 420.
It was perfect.
It is your density. It is your density, man, to smoke weed. And some people are like, that is density, and some people are like, that's back to the future, you're kind of a hack. And then you have that one guy who apparently doesn't smoke weed either, who's just like, because I hang out with you people who are all musicians and comedians and like artists and shit, so none of you has ever wished me happy birthday. You just get to like happy and then trail off. You're like, happy? Fuck yeah, dude, it's 420. Of course I'm happy. Who the fuck would I be? It's fucking 420. But I have that one person who doesn't smoke in my life, and they just call me up and it's like, happy fucking Columbine Waco Day, Hitler. Way to poison the Gulf Coast, asshole. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Thank you, Mom. It's really good to hear from you again. Really appreciate the phone call. Oh, man. I get into flame wars about these jokes all the time with people, because, like, I don't know, man. I can't smoke pot. I don't know anybody personally who smokes weed who motivates me to want to, like, try it. Because I don't know anybody who's like, yeah, dude, I hit a bowl and I, like, trained a marathon in preparation for an Ironman. It's like, dude, I hit a bowl and I marathoned Game of Thrones. And then I listened to that song Iron Man on repeat. That shit is heavy. You know? And every time I do this joke, somebody tries to stop me. They're like, the fucking Beatles. What about the Beatles and Seth Rogen and all these like famous hardworking people who happen to smoke weed? And usually when somebody ever brings up the Beatles, like, the Beatles, like, fucking smoked pot and wrote Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I'm like, wait a minute, you're 23. Go back to the fucking part where you got to witness Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in the studio with the Beatles, because that's fucking amazing. You're a time traveler. I'll try the time travel weed. I want to travel through time.
I got that.
Sweet. But, like, at the same time, also, that was 60s weed. The Beatles were smoking 60s weed. It wasn't like today's hydroponically grown, crazy purple and white and green shit that grows crystals. It was like they pulled some shit out of the ground and then just started smoking it. It wasn't even pot, it was just like, oh, weed. And then they fucking wrote Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band because they were the Beatles. And it was like, no. Love pissing off stones. You guys are so easy to mess with. I'm actually for the legalization of pot. Like, I would love to open up like a weed Starbucks in Texas if it ever gets legal. But like the sizes will harken back to when it was illegal. Like it'll be like a Class B misdemeanor, Class A misdemeanor, and felony. Because I don't know shit about like ordering pot. That's how, like, if I was to ever get weed from somebody, I would look like the guy who was wearing a wire. I'd be like, yes, 1 bag please. Like a felonious amount of your marijuana plants. Oh, you're kicking me out. You must not sell this shit. Okay. I don't know how to do it, man. But I got into another flame war because I brought up a point that, like, if you're doing any kind of like drugs or alcohol, you really can't bitch too much about GMO vegetables. And here's why. Go with me on this little journey. If you're taking a substance that's going to alter your brain chemistry and the structure of your brain for fun, I don't think the fucking tomatoes are going to do you in. I've never heard anybody like tell a story like, dude, he ate a whole head of lettuce and then got into a fight with the cops. I don't know what the hell. Like, I've never walked into a place and saw some guy just vegged out on the couch like, what the fuck's with him? Dude, he like ate a whole tomato and he's done for the day. Like, don't spook him, man, because if the music gets too heavy, he's gonna go on a bad trip with the tomatoes. Nobody's ever uttered this phrase before. Alright, man, if you're fucking late on rent again, you need to either pawn some shit or stop eating so many apples. Oh, man.